How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Whakapapa Village. Last year we were here, I mistakenly called this Wakapapa Village. If it's got a WH at the start, it's pronounced Fa. So,
not all of them.
Although, yeah, that's true. Not all of them, and I don't know which ones you don't and which ones you do. But I'm just going to go with all of them because it's just a novelty for me to say Fa instead of Wa. Anyway, it's 100% rain today, and we're going up to Taranaki Falls, which is a waterfall. Okay. And we're in the mid-season. It's not quite summer, it's not quite winter, so we're not in ski fields and we're not in summer fields. We've just got rain. But this waterfall should hopefully be kind of spectacular because it's been raining quite a bit all night. And if you've seen any of the previous vlogs for this New Zealand trip, you'll know that we've come quite a long way from the North Island. I'm going to show you what you can do in Whakapapa and Ruapehu and the surrounding areas. I'm going to be taking photos. I'm on the Canon 7D Mark II today with my 24-70 because it's weather sealed. Ellie's shooting with the Fujifilm X-T2 and the 18-135 because that's also weather sealed. Yeah, she's on the X-T2 today because her X-T10 isn't weather sealed. So we are all water resistant today. So as we're on our way to Taranaki Falls, Ellie's actually going to be filming with the X-T2. So I've still not really properly tested out video mode on it, but Ellie's going to give it a go today and see how the video comes out, and yeah, if we make a little sequence from it, that'll be what Ellie's filmed. I'll probably still be the one editing it though. Wow! There's just this low-lying cloud just everywhere. Normally, there's a mountain there and some other stuff. And I think there's normally another mountain there. Yeah. You're not a mountain. So yeah, video mode, you sat on the top with that little dial, spin it around to S for single shot. There you go, and you should be able to just take photos. Yep. It's a shame there's no button to just start and stop recording like there is on the X Pro 2. Tried looking if you can customize it, but I don't think you can. It's really foggy out. Or, oh, now it's about to start raining. I honestly feel like we may just walk into a mountain because I can't see my face in front of my hand. Yeah, the river's flowing fast today. We made our way along the path and now we can finally see the waterfall poking its little head above the bush. It actually looks quite tall and it's definitely gushing with water. Don't you want to test it in the waterfall? You going down, yeah? Yeah. Okay. We just went down into the base of the waterfall. Took our cameras with us. This is how wet the 7D is. No worries, it's all water sealed, weather sealed. That doesn't mean you can submerge it. How wet's the X-T2?
It's a bit wet.
Show it on the camera?
One kind of wiped it off.
Still works?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah? There's something nice about wearing a waterproof top. You just feel safe and secure. Yeah, having a weather sealed camera is just so good to use. It really just makes you not worry, and you just have your camera out no matter what the weather is really. Dust storms, sandstorms, snow, heavy rain. You're good to go pretty much. But yeah, you just you have no worries at all. My Sony A7R II on the other hand is questionable if it's weather sealed. They did mention it on their website when it was first launched that it was weather sealed, and then it disappeared. So yeah, I don't know if it is or isn't. So we managed to do that 2-hour loop in about 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. It's advertised as 2 hours, so that's not bad for us because we usually stop in taking photos and videos all the way. Speaking of which, here is a little sequence that Ellie has just filmed today of Taranaki Falls and the walkway. So enjoy this. soaking wet, drenched. Cameras are mostly wet, but drying out. So I'm going to put them in the camera bag and head off to the Powderhorn Chateau. And I've heard they have an indoor heated swimming pool, so we're definitely going to jump in that before having some lunch and probably just editing more this evening, this afternoon. One little tip, if your cameras get really wet or really cold and you're about to bring them into a warm environment, leave them in the bag, bring them into the warm environment, let the bag acclimatize to the temperature, and then bring your cameras out a little bit later. Otherwise what will happen is you get loads of condensation on the camera and inside the camera, which is not a good thing. So keep it in the bag or even leave it in the car and then bring it out a little bit later. One lane bridge. 3 words that sum up New Zealand.
Turn right onto Mangafero Terrace, then your destination will be on the left. Your destination is on the left.
Cool, thank you. Welcome to the Powderhorn. This is our little sauna for a couple of nights. Nice little log cabin. This is exactly what we wanted. Having hiked up for a couple of hours this morning in kind of cold, miserable weather, we've now got a nice area. We've even got a bath. Yes. So we're gonna go and check out the swimming pool, but I'm not gonna film that because you don't want to see us splashing about like a whale. So I'll catch you later. Holy moly, look at that face. It's gonna look like we've just gone from chips to drinks and then to burger and pizza. Cheers.
Joe.
What's up? Hold on, I've got a lot of stuff going on right now. Ellie's just sent me an article of the best roads to drive in the South Island of New Zealand. And then at the same time, I'm also investigating into this because since it's Bath that I had earlier today, the autofocus has been playing up a little bit and the viewfinder's fogged up. So I'm trying to work out how best to do this because my trick of keeping it in the bag and then bringing it in seems to have condensated everywhere. So I'm just going to leave it for a while and hopefully it will fix it in a few hours by the morning. Otherwise, Fujifilm, broke your camera. Soz, but you told me to do it. Good morning everyone. Today we've come down from Whanganui to Pipariki and we're with the canoe safaris, and hopefully we're going to be going down the river, first of all in a jet boat and then potentially doing some canoeing, I guess downstream. I don't really fancy canoeing upstream to be honest, but as you can tell it's raining again today. There's been a heavy amount of rain coming across the North Island recently, so some of our activities have kind of been cancelled, which is a little bit disappointing, but show must go on, so we'll see what we can do and what we can film. So as I mentioned yesterday where we were in Taranaki Falls filming with the X-T2 and the 7D, the X-T2 actually got a little bit of condensation in the viewfinder and the autofocus started to play up a little bit last night, so I've actually just left it all dismantled in our little hotel room and just letting it air out a little bit. It's a little bit disappointing, but hopefully it will be fine. I've been talking with Fujifilm about it and should be fine in about a day or so. So we'll keep tabs on that. Otherwise today I've got my GoPro on a chesty again and I've got my Canon 7D Mark II, which I've used plenty of times in the rain and I fully trust it, so should be good. May do some filming on it. I do have my Sony with me, but I don't think I'm going to use it in the rain. Although I do have the Low Pro dry zone bag with me, which can keep things pretty dry. Waffle, 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 let's canoe.
Yeah, we tried the fencing, but can't get hold of it. In front of it. Kind of came out really well. Yeah. And again, we've done it while we're going to talk for along with it. We had a big rain 18 months ago. And from Pipariki right all the way to Whanganui.
We're back in our room now at the Powderhorn. and today was a very, very wet day. So just like yesterday, where I managed to put the Fujifilm X-T2 out of action, I've now done the same thing on my 7D Mark II. So, yeah. I've also just dismantled that and I've left that kind of on the side, drying out. It's just not quite turning off properly. I have to remove the battery and I can't properly take a picture or see it on the screen. Meanwhile, the X-T2 is now autofocusing. It's still not taking a full picture, and I've just left that dismantled earlier today. I took the lens off and I placed it very close to the edge of the wall so there's no dust that can kind of get in on the side. Hopefully it'll be alright by tomorrow. Let me just interrupt Joe from last night to give you a little update on the cameras. So, as I mentioned, the Fujifilm X-T2 had kind of knackered itself after the rain. Now most of the functionality is working again, so the autofocus is back, the exposure is back, everything is working as normal except for the full press of the shutter. So that may come back soon. It's only been a day and a half out of the rain, so it could come back. I've read a lot about them coming back and working, you just need to dry them out properly. The Canon 7D Mark II, after its second day in the rain yesterday, conked out, and I let that dry out, took the lenses off and memory cards out, batteries out and everything. That has now all fully come back to work, except for recognizing the batteries. So it's just saying can't recognize battery. It still works, but it just can't tell you the readout of how much power is in those batteries. So that may come back, or I may need to clean the batteries or clean the contacts inside the camera. So make sure you carry on watching these videos and you'll see the progress on what's happening with these cameras. At the moment, it's looking promising, but still fairly ominous. Anyway, back to Allam from last night. Oh, full name to myself. So anyway, to fill you in with what we did today, we went with the canoe safaris to Pipariki, and then we took the jet boat towards the bridge to nowhere. And there was then like a 45-minute hike or something through what felt like a rainforest, but I don't think it technically is a rainforest, up to the bridge to nowhere, and made a lot of filming. I was doing most of that on the 7D before it conked out and kind of died on me. It's a shame we didn't actually get to do the canoeing. The water levels of the river had risen at least a meter overnight, and by the time we got back this afternoon, it had risen another meter. So anyway, I'm going to end this vlog from yesterday and today, from Taranaki Falls and then the canoe safaris. If you guys want to follow along and do this trip as well, you can check out the blog post. We'll have our full itinerary and links to where you can book with the guys that we've been working with. And hopefully you'll actually experience the trips that are supposed to happen, unlike this wet weather that we've had. But we still had an amazing time and thoroughly enjoyed it. So I guess that kind of shows that you can do anything in New Zealand and it's still awesome. Anyway, so we're going to be driving off to Wellington tomorrow. It's about a 3.5 hour drive, something like that, 3 hours maybe. And we'll be making some more vlogs whilst we're there. And then we're heading off to the South Island, which is going to be really, really exciting because of all the mountains and the scenic drives. And we've got some amazing stuff planned for that. So anyway, we'll catch you soon. See you later. Bye bye.